Hi, welcome to the Get Ready with God podcast. My name is Julie Taylor and I am your host, and I am not God. Obviously, I'm not an expert. I'm not even a scriptorian. I'm literally just a girl sitting in front of a microphone hoping God is real. I forgot to cross my fingers if anyone's watching the video. I just did it. The Get Ready with God podcast is the daily devotional podcast to help you see divinity in every single day. Welcome to the podcast today. Happy you're here. So happy you're here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for reviewing. It actually all really helps. And I was talking to my sister this weekend because I said, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. The plan is to do this podcast through April, May, 1 year. I was going to give this podcast 1 year. And then I plan on quitting. That's the current plan. So I'm going to treasure our time here together. I would like to carry it on as I really like doing it. And I really like connecting with you guys in this way. There's just a lot going on. And this takes a lot of time. But I'm so grateful that you're here while we're here. Genuinely. Thank you. One of the reasons that I like this podcast is I feel like it gives me a little bit of a safer space to be honest about things that are more nuanced, and so they're harder to talk about. When you talk about something on social media, you have to have things that can stand contextually alone to create content. And because of that, I usually have to either just not say certain things or like really soften it because I can't explain myself. And the podcast, I feel like even though these are short episodes, I'm able to give a little bit more context. We're able to entertain and hold a little bit more nuance than is possible in other places. And I really enjoy it for that. It's also let me be a little bit more honest, I think, about how I think and feel about things. And I can say things here that we can't maybe say other places. And this preamble is because today I'm going to talk about something that I think is tricky. The truth is, I prefer to be able to share things with a base of hope. And sometimes that hope actually comes through letting things be as bad as they are, right? So I'll just tell the truth about what grief looks like, or I'll tell the truth about what doubt and faith looks like. I'll tell the truth about these things. But by telling the truth, that inherently drives hope because truth brings hope. So the things that I still have a lot of resentment about, or I have a lot of anger about, I usually shy away from because I'm not scared of anger. I think anger is a huge driving force for me and getting me to do things that I'm scared of. It often is the thing that drives action. But I don't like to take action from a place of like really intense emotion or a lot of anger. That usually won't be the best action, and it usually won't be like motivated from a pure place. It's usually driven from hurt, insecurity, pain, and none of those things are bad. But I just like to process things a little bit more before I speak on them or take action on them. And so this one is a little tricky because I'm not fully healed. But here's what I want to say. I listened to a podcast this week by Brene Brown, and she was talking about her faith. And I mean, she said a lot of beautiful things in it. And I felt really, really validated. It felt really helpful for someone that I admire to say things that I felt like gave me a little bit more permission to accept the things I already experienced. But something that she said in this episode that really, really, really feels true to me, and this is where things get controversial, and I've been scared to say this out loud, and we are not of the same faith tradition. She's a different religion than I am. But she said in her faith, the men can have the church, but they can't have my relationship with God. And I share this carefully because I'm really not like full of animosity and hate and resentment. But when I hear Brene Brown say the men can have the church, but they can't have my relationship with God, I think that touches a wound that is deep, deep, deep in my soul still, of being made to feel unworthy of a relationship with God at multiple times in my life. And still, even now, even though I'm choosing religion, I'm choosing faith, and I follow all the rules, and I actually volunteer quite a bit of time in my church. I sacrifice quite a bit for it. And I don't say that to say, how great am I? That's how much I'm choosing it. And to have those same people still not accept me fully is really, really, really painful. I can just say like, oh, it's okay and it's fine. And oh, they don't like me and not everybody has to like me. But to be sacrificing at the level that I'm sacrificing, and to be fighting for something as hard as I'm fighting, and to still not be accepted by these people, it's painful. It hurts my feelings. And I'm just going to be really honest about that. And it's just a deep, deep wound. And so sometimes it has felt like my relationship with God is not my own. Like someone else owns it because they're giving me the rules. They're giving me what has to be true for it to be real. They're giving me the list of how to come closer to God, and it doesn't align with my actual experience. So there's dissonance there, right? If they're telling me this is true and that's not my experience, there's dissonance there. And it can be hard to reconcile. It's heavy. It's tiring. So my hesitation in saying all of this is I'm not trying to give you reasons to leave religion. I'm choosing it. And I usually talk about the positives and why I choose it and why it's so good. But I feel like I would be lying to you if I didn't also give you the peek into still today. One of the most challenging parts of this for me is that as hard as I work and as much as I've done, I'm still not accepted in a lot of ways in my own faith of choosing. And I've come to peace with like these pieces of me are divinely created. And so what does it look like when that's still not accepted? Like we love to say, be yourself and do it your way. And God created you differently on purpose. I believe that. And I'm coming to peace with that. But even when you do that, there's still going to be people that don't like you, that don't accept you, that don't think you're right, that don't think you're good enough. People expect the pushback to be from people who hate religion or hate faith or hate God. And that does happen, by the way. People think that I'm dumb and whatever. But the stuff that hurts the most is the people from my own faith still not thinking I'm good enough to play in their sandbox. So Brene saying that, I think, hit a nerve because I'm going to keep choosing religion, frankly. And I'm going to keep talking about the positive parts of it for me. And I don't think you need to choose it genuinely. But for me right now, this is what I'm doing. And I've been honest with that. And I prefer to push a positive agenda. I prefer to talk about positivity and the good parts and the light and the good. But I also want to tell you that the way that I have to operate right now is that I really, really, really believe the reason that it's so vital that you build your own relationship with divinity and you start seeking out your own personal experiences with it. And those are what you start cataloging, and those are what you start building up, and those are the things fueling your faith. The reason that's so vital is because it is the one thing that nobody can take from you. They can't have it. They can tell you you're not good enough. They can exclude you from faith traditions. They can tell you you can't speak. They can do all of these things. They can cut you out. They actually can't take that relationship. Your faith, your experience with God is only yours. Nobody can touch it. Nobody can tell you if it's good enough or not. Nobody can tell you that you're finding God the wrong way. Nobody can tell you that you're seeking him in the wrong places if your experience speaks differently than that. Nobody can touch that connection that you have. I think that maybe participation in faith and religion might go up and down for you throughout your life as it has for me. Maybe not. But the one thing that can remain consistent that nobody can touch, police, or own or take from you is your own relationship with God. It is the only way to become a believer. It is the only way to be converted, and it is the only way to really find your true identity and worth. And it's the only thing that is all yours. So I just wanted to be a little bit transparent. It's been feeling really heavy for me. Maybe you relate, maybe you don't. But it's all in a plea. No matter what you do, no matter what religion you are, no matter what faith you are, no matter if you believe in God or not right now, start seeking connection with the divine and start building more and more experiences with that relationship. It's the only way. It's got to be yours. It has to be yours, and it then gets to only be yours. It's kind of beautiful. Love you so much. Bye.